Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. I returned home from a grueling week of meetings in Chicago, my mind still buzzing from the endless discussions about quarterly profits and market forecasts. The weight of my suitcase feels heavier than usual as I step through the front door of our house, a familiar sanctuary that now feels oddly empty. I call out, "Sarah. I'm back." The echo of my voice hangs in the air, unanswered. A quiet dread settles in my stomach. It's not unusual for Sarah to be out with friends, but something feels off. I shrug off the feeling and drop my suitcase near the staircase, glancing around the living room. Everything is in its place, except for Sarah. I walk into the kitchen, hoping to find a note or maybe even some leftovers waiting for me. Instead, my eyes are drawn to her cell phone lying on the table, its screen flickering to life as I approach. My heart races for no particular reason, a premonition whispering that something is not right. I pick it up, hesitating for a moment before deciding to check the messages. I shouldn't, but curiosity gnaws at me, a familiar urge that pulls me closer. The notifications scroll across the screen, several from an unknown number. My breath quickens as I open the thread. "Can't wait to see you again tonight," one message reads. Another follows, "You looked incredible last time. Wish I could hold you right now." My stomach churns as I read the words, and my fingers tremble slightly as I scroll through the messages. Each one is more intimate than the last, filled with flirty banter and veiled promises. I pause, feeling the blood rush to my head as I come across a photo, a candid shot of Sarah, her smile radiant, a look of pure joy on her face. The next one is more explicit. I drop the phone on the table, my mind racing as I replay the messages. "She wouldn't," I whisper, trying to convince myself that this must be some sort of mistake. Just then, the door swings open, and Sarah steps inside, her face lighting up as she sees me. "James. You're home," she exclaims, her arms stretching out for a hug. But I can't move. I stand there, rooted in place, the phone's messages swirling in my mind. Hey," I manage to say, my voice tight. "Where were you?" "Oh, just out with some friends," she replies, her smile faltering as she notices my expression. "What's wrong?" "Nothing," I say too quickly. "Just, your phone was on the table." Her gaze flickers to the phone, and I can see the tension building in her posture. "I didn't realize I left it there," she says, a slight edge creeping into her voice. "Did you look at it?" "Some of it," I admit, my heart pounding. "Looks like you've been busy." "Busy?" she echoes, confusion in her eyes. "Busy texting someone." "Someone I don't know," I say, my voice rising slightly. "Someone who seems to know you quite well." The color drains from her face, and for a moment, I think she might actually break down. "James, I can explain," she stammers, her hands clenching into fists. "Explain what?" I demand, frustration boiling over. "How long has this been going on, Sarah? How long have you been cheating on me?" "I didn't mean for it to happen," she pleads, tears brimming in her eyes. "It was a mistake, I swear. You're always away on business. Don't give me that excuse." I snap, my anger spilling over. "You could have talked to me. You could have." "I was lonely," she bursts out, her voice breaking. "You don't understand what it's like to be alone, waiting for you to come home. And this is your solution? To find comfort in the arms of another man?" I ask, incredulity lacing my words. "I never wanted to hurt you," she cries, taking a step towards me. "Please, just listen." "No, you listen to me," I cut her off, my heart racing. "You've made your choices, and now I'm going to make mine." Sarah's face contorts in a mixture of fear and desperation, and I know I have to act. I can't let her manipulate me with her tears or excuses any longer. I feel a sudden rush of clarity as a plan forms in my mind, a plan that will ruin her life, just as she has ruined mine. James, please, she whispers, her voice small and trembling. I'll do anything to make it right. But it's too late. The damage is done, and I'm not the one who needs to be making amends. You don't get to decide that anymore, I say coldly. We're done. As I turn away, I can hear her sobbing behind me, the sound echoing through the hollow space of our once happy home. I grab my suitcase and head for the door, leaving her behind, the weight of betrayal heavy on my heart. In that moment, I realize that this isn't just the end of our marriage, it's the beginning of something much darker. I won't just walk away, I will make her regret what she's done. I will ruin her, just as she has ruined me. The thought sends a thrill of adrenaline coursing through me, and as I step outside into the cool evening air, I feel a new sense of purpose igniting within me. This is just the beginning. The sun sinks lower on the horizon as I drive aimlessly through the familiar streets, the weight of betrayal heavy in my chest. My phone buzzes incessantly in the passenger seat, but I ignore it. It's Sarah, probably trying to apologize or explain herself. I don't want to hear it. Not now. I pull into the parking lot of a small bar on the edge of town, a place I used to frequent with friends. The neon sign flickers, casting an inviting glow that contrasts sharply with the turmoil inside me. As I step inside, the familiar scent of beer and fried food envelopes me, and the sound of laughter and clinking glasses fills the air. James. A deep voice calls out from the bar. It's Mike, my old college buddy, nursing a drink at the counter. I wave and make my way over, eager for distraction. What's up, man? He asks, his brow furrowing as he takes in my expression. You look like you've seen a ghost. Just got back from a trip, I say, trying to sound casual. And it's been eventful. Eventful how? He presses, leaning in closer. I hesitate for a moment, the weight of my situation pulling at me. But Mike has always been a good listener, and I need to vent. I found out my wife is cheating on me. His eyes widen in shock. What? Seriously? I'm so sorry, man. That's rough. Yeah, well, it gets worse, I continue, my voice low. I found explicit messages on her phone, pictures, the whole deal. Damn, Mike says, shaking his head. What are you going to do? I'm not sure yet, I admit, swirling the ice in my glass. But I want to make her pay for this. She thinks she can just betray me and walk away. Mike nods, his expression turning serious. You can't just sit back and let this happen. You've got to take control of the situation. I know, I reply, a spark igniting within me. I just need to figure out how. As we talk, the door swings open, and a group of rowdy men walk in, laughter echoing as they take a seat at the corner table. One of them catches my eye. It's Tony, an old acquaintance from high school, known for his reckless lifestyle and connections. I remember how he always seemed to have a way of getting what he wanted, regardless of the consequences. Hey, I'll be right back, I tell Mike, pushing away from the bar. I make my way over to Tony's table, where he's animatedly recounting a story, surrounded by his friends. Tony. I call out, drawing his attention. Mind if I join you? James. What's up, man? He grins, gesturing for me to take a seat. What brings you here? I just had a pretty rough day, I say, cutting to the chase. I need a favor. Tony raises an eyebrow, intrigued. What kind of favor? I need to make someone's life miserable, I say bluntly. My wife cheated on me, and I want revenge. I know you know people. He chuckles, leaning back in his chair. You're talking about some serious business here. Are you sure you want to go down that road? Absolutely, I reply, my voice steady. I want her to feel the pain she's put me through. I want her to regret every moment she spent with that guy. Tony considers me for a moment, then nods. All right, I can help you out. But it's going to cost you. I don't care about the money, I say, the desperation in my voice clear. Just tell me what you need. Let's start with some intel, he says, leaning in closer. I'll need to know who this guy is, where they've been meeting, and any dirty little secrets I can dig up. Trust me, I can make this happen. I nod, determination flooding my veins. I can get you that information. Just give me some time. Good, Tony replies, a smirk forming on his lips. I'll make sure you get what you want. Just remember, once you start this, there's no turning back. I understand, I say, a mixture of excitement and fear swirling inside me. As I leave Tony's table, I can feel the gravity of my choices sinking in. This isn't just about revenge, it's about reclaiming my life. Back at the bar, I rejoin Mike, who's been watching me closely. What's the plan? He asks, sensing the shift in my demeanor. I've got a way to get back at Sarah, I reply, my voice low but steady. And I'm going to make sure she pays for what she's done. Just be careful, man, Mike warns, concern etched on his face. You're playing a dangerous game. I know, I say, my resolve hardening. But I'm done being the victim. It's time for her to feel the consequences of her actions. As the night drags on, I outline my plan to Mike, each detail more thrilling than the last. With every word, I can feel the anger and betrayal fueling my determination. Are you really ready for this? He asks, a hint of disbelief in his voice. More than ready, I reply, a fire igniting within me. This is just the beginning. As I leave the bar, my mind races with possibilities. I can't wait to put my plan into action, to watch as Sarah realizes the price of her betrayal. With Tony on my side, I know I have the resources to turn this situation to my advantage. Tomorrow, I'll start gathering the information I need, and once I have it, there will be no stopping me. The thrill of revenge pulses through my veins, and I can already see the sweet satisfaction of watching her world crumble. In that moment, I know I'm no longer the man who was wronged. I'm the man who will make sure she never forgets what she's done. The hunt for justice begins now, and I'm ready for the battle ahead. The next morning dawns with a heavy overcast, mirroring the storm brewing inside me. I wake up early, a surge of adrenaline pumping through my veins. Today is the day I start gathering information, the first step in my plan to take revenge on Sarah. I grab my phone, my mind racing as I mentally map out my next moves. After a quick breakfast, I head to my home office, where I pull out my laptop and dive into a web search. I need to uncover everything I can about the man Sarah has been seeing. The messages hinted at a relationship that was both deep and secretive, and I need to know who I'm up against. As I type, I can't shake the image of Sarah's face when I confronted her. The mix of fear and regret still stings. She made her choice, I remind myself, stealing my resolve. Now it's my turn. I spend the next couple of hours scouring social media, digging through mutual friends' profiles, and piecing together any connections that could lead me to this mystery man. Finally, I come across a photo of Sarah at a party, her arm draped around someone unfamiliar. The caption reads, "Good times with friends." But the intimacy in the photo is undeniable. I zoom in, trying to get a better look at his face, but it's too blurry. Frustrated, I turn to my phone and call Tony. "Hey, it's James. I need your help again." "What's up?" he answers, his voice relaxed. "I found a photo of Sarah with a guy, but I can't make out who he is. I need you to work your magic and figure out who this is." "Send me the photo," he replies. "I'll get some people on it. We'll see what we can find." "Thanks, man. I appreciate it," I say, already feeling a sense of relief. With Tony's connections, I know he'll dig up the dirt I need. As I send the image, my phone buzzes again. It's Sarah. My heart skips a beat, but I ignore it. I can't let her sweet words or desperate pleas distract me now. After a few hours, I decide to take a break. I step outside, the chill of the air awakening my senses. I wander to the small park near our house, a place where Sarah and I used to walk hand in hand. The memories are bittersweet, but I shake them off, focusing on the task at hand. Suddenly, I spot Mike jogging toward me. He slows down, a grin on his face. "Hey! Fancy seeing you here. You look deep in thought." "Just dealing with some stuff," I say, my voice clipped. "Still working on the whole revenge thing?" he asks, playfully nudging me. "I am," I admit. "And I'm gathering intel on the guy." "Good. You need to know who you're up against," he says, nodding. "What's the plan?" "I'm going to find out everything about him. Where he works, where he hangs out. Once I have that, I'll decide how to proceed." "Sounds risky," Mike replies, raising an eyebrow. "But if anyone can pull it off, it's you." "I appreciate that," I say, the tension in my shoulders easing slightly. It just feels like everything is moving so fast. "Just take it one step at a time," Mike advises. "You'll get there." After our conversation, I head back home, the weight of the world still resting on my shoulders. I sit back down at my laptop and refresh my emails. There's nothing from Tony yet, but I know he'll come through. A few minutes later, my phone buzzes again. This time, it's a text from Tony. "Got a lead. Meet me at the dock at 7 p.m. I glance at the clock. It's only noon. The anticipation and anxiety swirl in my stomach as I mentally prepare for the evening ahead. After a long, agonizing wait, evening finally arrives. I dress casually but sharply, wanting to project confidence as I step into the bar. The dock is a lively spot, filled with chatter and laughter, the sound of clinking glasses echoing through the room. I scan the crowd, spotting Tony at a table in the corner, his usual relaxed demeanor replaced with intensity. "James," he calls out, waving me over. I slide into the seat across from him. "Did you find out who he is?" I ask, my pulse quickening. "Yeah," Tony replies, leaning in closer. "His name is Mark. He works in marketing, freelance, apparently." I dug a bit deeper, and it turns out he's been in and out of relationships for a while. He's known to jump from one woman to another. A surge of anger wells up inside me. "So, he's a player?" "Seems that way," Tony confirms. "But there's more. He's got a reputation for being charming and getting what he wants. And he's been seen with Sarah at least 3 times over the past month." 3 times? I echo, my fists clenching. That's more than I thought. Tony leans back, a smirk on his face. "I also got the location of one of their recent meetups. They were at that new Italian restaurant downtown last Friday. You might want to pay a visit." "Damn," I mutter, my mind racing. I need to confront him. "Not yet," Tony warns, raising a hand. "You need to play this smart. Don't go in guns blazing. You need to gather more evidence first." "Fine," I say, frustration bubbling under the surface. "But I want to make him feel the heat." "Trust me, you will," Tony reassures me. "Just let me handle the intel for now. We can set up a meeting where you can catch them in the act." The thought sends a thrill through me, and I can feel the anticipation building. "All right, let's do it," I say, determination flooding my voice. As the night progresses, we strategize, laying the groundwork for what's to come. I can feel the pieces falling into place, and I'm more resolved than ever to make Sarah and Mark regret their choices. As I leave the dock, my mind is a whirlwind of thoughts and emotions. The plan is starting to take shape, and soon, I'll have my chance to confront the betrayal head-on. In that moment, I know this is only the beginning. The storm I've unleashed is just gathering strength, and I can't wait to see how it all plays out. Revenge isn't just a dish best served cold, it's a fire that's about to ignite. And I'm ready to watch everything burn. The following week drags on like molasses, each day stretching out as I wait for Tony to provide the final details of my plan. The anticipation and anxiety bubble within me, making it hard to concentrate on anything else. I can't shake the feeling that the confrontation with Sarah and Mark is looming closer, and I'm ready to face the truth head-on. Finally, the night arrives. Tony texts me, "Tonight's the night. Meet me at the restaurant at 8 p.m. My heart races as I get ready, the adrenaline coursing through my veins. This is it. The moment I've been waiting for. I arrive at the Italian restaurant, a cozy place with soft lighting and the rich scent of garlic and basil wafting through the air. I spot Tony at a corner table, scanning the room. He gives me a nod as I approach, and I take a seat across from him. "Do you know if they're here yet?" I ask, trying to keep my voice steady. "They should be arriving soon," Tony replies, his eyes darting toward the entrance. I've got eyes on the door. The minutes tick by, each one feeling like an eternity. My thoughts swirl as I replay everything Sarah has put me through. The betrayal, the lies, the way she has shattered our life together. Just then, I catch sight of Sarah walking in, her laughter ringing out like a siren's call. Mark follows closely behind her, his arm casually draped around her waist. My heart sinks as I watch them, but I quickly push down the pain. This isn't about me anymore, it's about confronting them and making them both realize the consequences of their actions. "Here they come," Tony whispers, and I straighten in my chair, my pulse quickening. As they settle into a booth across the room, I can see Sarah leaning into Mark, her eyes sparkling with excitement. I exchange a glance with Tony, who gives me a nod of encouragement. "Go get M, champ." I stand up, forcing myself to walk toward them with purpose. The restaurant is bustling with chatter, but all I can hear is the pounding of my heart in my ears. As I approach, I take a deep breath, ready to unleash the storm I've been holding inside. "Sarah," I call out, my voice cutting through the noise. She looks up, her smile fading as she registers my presence. "James," she stammers, shock evident on her face. "What are you doing here?" "Having dinner," I reply, sarcasm dripping from my words. "But it seems you two are having a little date night." Mark straightens up, a smug grin appearing on his face. "Hey, man. Didn't think you'd mind if we borrowed your wife for a bit." "Wife? Is that what you call her now?" I shoot back, anger bubbling to the surface. "She's been unfaithful, and you're nothing but a pathetic excuse for a man." "Whoa, calm down," Mark says, his voice mocking. "You sound a little bitter. Maybe you should look in the mirror." "That's rich coming from you," I snap. "You're the one who should be ashamed of himself." "Sarah, how could you do this to me?" Her face twists in confusion and shame, and for a moment, I see a flicker of regret. "James, please, just let me explain." "Explain what?" "How you've been lying to me. How you've betrayed everything we built together." I demand, my voice rising. "You think I want to hear your excuses?" "Let her speak." Mark interjects, his arrogance spilling over. "You don't get to control her life anymore." "Control?" I scoff, taking a step closer to him. "You think this is about control? I'm here because I care about her, unlike you." At that moment, a hush falls over the restaurant, and I realize that other patrons have turned to watch the scene unfold. I can feel the heat rising in my cheeks, but I refuse to back down. "James, please," Sarah pleads, her voice trembling. "I didn't mean for any of this to happen." "Didn't mean for it to happen?" I echo, incredulity lacing my tone. "You think that makes it okay? You chose this. You chose him over me." "I was lonely," she admits, her eyes welling with tears. "You were always gone on business, and I wanted someone who would be there for me. And this was your solution? To sleep with a stranger?" I retort, my heart pounding with betrayal. Mark stands up, a smug smile on his face. You're pathetic, James. Just face it, she's happier with me. Happier? I laugh bitterly. You think she's happy right now? This is what you call happiness? I'm done with this, Sarah snaps, her voice rising as anger replaces her earlier regret. You don't get to lecture me about happiness, James. You've been neglecting me for years. The accusation hits me like a punch to the gut. Neglecting you? I've worked my ass off to provide for us. And this is how you repay me? Enough. Mark shouts, stepping between us. This isn't your fight anymore, James. Just walk away. I glance at Sarah, searching her face for some sign of the love we once shared. Is this what you want? I ask, my voice low. To throw away everything for him? Her gaze drops, shame flooding her features. I don't know what I want, she admits, her voice barely a whisper. In that moment, everything clicks into place. I realize that this isn't just about revenge or betrayal. It's about the shattered pieces of a relationship that can never be repaired. You've made your choice, I say quietly. And now I have to make mine. Turning away from the booth, I feel a weight lift from my shoulders as I walk toward the exit, the sound of Sarah's sobs fading behind me. I step outside into the cool night air, the world around me seeming to breathe again. Tony follows closely behind, concern etched on his face. James, are you all right? I will be, I reply, my voice steady. I just need to process this. As we stand outside, the reality of what just happened sinks in. I'm done with Sarah, and it feels like a bittersweet release. I thought I wanted revenge, but what I really needed was closure. Let's get out of here, Tony suggests, his tone sympathetic. Yeah, I nod, feeling a sense of finality wash over me. I'm ready to move on. As we drive away from the restaurant, I realize that my life is no longer defined by Sarah or the pain she caused me. I have the power to reclaim my future, and I won't let her betrayal hold me back any longer. But just as the tension starts to ease, my phone buzzes with a new notification. I glance down, and my breath catches in my throat as I read the message, I'm pregnant. It's yours. I feel the world around me spin, a mixture of shock and disbelief coursing through my veins. This twist changes everything, and suddenly, my life feels more complicated than ever. As I look out the window, the lights of the city blurring past, I realize that this is not just the end of one chapter but the beginning of a whole new story, one filled with uncertainty, anger, and choices that could change everything. James. Tony's voice pulls me from my thoughts. You okay? I take a deep breath, my mind racing. No. I think things just got a lot more complicated. The realization sinks in, and I know that my life will never be the same again. The deception cuts deeper than I ever imagined, and now, I'm left to confront a new reality. This isn't just about revenge anymore, it's about facing the consequences of our choices, ones that will haunt us all. As we drive into the night, I can't shake the feeling that the storm is far from over. It's only just begun.